So welcome to the Node.js Next 10 meeting for July 20th, 2022. We'll follow the agenda that was in the issue. Was in the repo. That was issue number 142. Before we get started, does anybody have any announcements they'd like to share?
I guess I'll just share, that another OpenJS monthly blog post on the progress for the OpenSSF Project Alpha thing with Node.js went out, I think, yesterday or the day before. So I think the Node.js channel tweeted it and the OpenJS channel tweeted it. So it's an easy way to find the link and see how progress is going, which has been good.
Sounds good. The other thing I think I will add is there's discussion of a sort of mini summit on TypeScript. There was some discussion at the Collaborator summit. There's been some additional discussion and some of the issues that came out of that. And so we're looking at creating, a time either next week or the week after. I will open an issue in this repo a little bit later today that talks about that. It's currently in an issue which I don't have the number off the top of my head, but if you're interested in that and that discussion, look out for that issue and, see if you can plan to join that as well. Okay, so let's move on to the things that were tagged with the agenda. And then I think after that, we might spend just a little bit of time looking at our sort of overview of the different initiatives and stuff like that. We can talk about the next steps. So the first one is create communications channel to JS newsletters periodicals. This is number 110. That one, I think we're just kind of waiting on the foundation side of things. I wonder, Joe, maybe we should throw that on the OpenJS CPC meeting agenda.
Sure.
Just like, I think what we want is now the time to get that going, or is it a month from now, or what is it? Don't want to have it on our agenda every 2 weeks if it's not going to happen for 3 months or whatever. So just to get the.
Yeah, I think with the new marketing and comms person who is also spinning up, kind of reviving the marketing committee meeting. I think now's a good time. Yeah, so we should talk about it.
So let me open JS Foundation. I just got to find the right tag, and I think I might even have to cross. I may have to create the tag in this repo. Come on, okay. Okay, here. Sorry, just take me a second. To okay, I've created that label. Now I want to add it. Did it not create that for me? Oh, no, there it is. Okay. So that sounds good. So I'm just going to say added to CPC agenda. Okay, the next one is suitable types mini summit deep dive next steps. I think that one really is just around, looking at some of the things we agreed and see if we're making progress on them. I think those are still decent issues, just haven't necessarily made any progress on them. I don't know if there's anything to discuss on it either. So if not, I guess the last thing we could look at is, and I'll open it up and share it, is just if there's anything on the sort of list of things, different area technical priorities in terms of things we should be planning to do. So There we go.
I think we can discuss maybe a little bit about, I think it's an issue you open or something like that, where you discuss, let me find it. Where you discuss that we were missing, better multi-threaded support, issue number 139.
Sure. Okay, I will pop over to that one. 139. 139. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's the last technical priority we didn't
Yep.
really do a deep dive.
Yep.
So do we want to try to organize something? If yes, when do we want it, and which people do we want to invite to this one?
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Let me just put that onto the agenda or in the list of the minutes here. I think we discussed it a little bit in the previous calls that likely makes sense to do that at
Yep.
the upcoming Collaborator Summit, right?
Yes, we did discuss about that, and I was about to ask this question. Do we have some feedback about a possible Collaborator Summit in Kilkenny, or?
We're definitely hoping to have one, and I've been trying to see if we can do it at the Red Hat offices, but we haven't been able to close on that yet. There's just, costs involved, figuring out who's going to pay them, that kind of stuff. There's also in the issue discussing it, some other people are going to explore if there's space in some other company that could host it. But I think we're very actively trying to confirm on that side of things.
Okay, great.
Well, I think we should assume there will be. If there's not, then we could, plan something else. But I think for now, that would be my assumption.
Okay, great. Yeah, because I think we just thinking about it for the Node.conf.eu, I think there is what's the name? Node.js, which is the same week.
Yeah, I think the plan would be that it would be before because of that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, great.
So I'm just going to put in that issue we discussed, and let's plan for the next Collab Summit, which would be early October. So sort of on that one, we'll keep that as a placeholder, and we'll submit a topic for that when we get there.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that leads directly into what I was going to share as well, which is this one, which was kind of, we can take a look at the different priorities and sort of, is there anything, in particular we should call out to create issues for, or just, track. So modern HTTP, I think we've done the deep dives, we've got project agreement of moving forward. I don't know if there's anything to sort of discuss on that one. Suitable types. That one I did mention that there's a proposal that we have like another mini summit on that to talk about. I think the current proposal is around ergonomics. So this is, being able to run TypeScript more easily with Node without necessarily bundling TypeScript or anything like that into Node. And there's different ideas, and so to make some progress on that front. So I will create an issue that will cover that, which would be related to this one. There's still lots of work in terms of existing things we'd identified. So modifying our style guide so we can better generate types and stuff like that. So I think we've got a good list. It's just a matter of if we have volunteers, people to move them forward. Documentation, I think, is a similar state. We've done the deep dive. We have like some concrete next steps. So again, matter of moving forward versus sort of thinking about what it would be. WebAssembly, again, we had the deep dive there. There was some discussion. I don't know anything at the top level right now that I would say we would get into there. ESM, we might want to document the project agreement on that front, although I think I should look and see. Let me just take a quick look there. I think we may already have a maintaining ESM section. there? Oh, I don't see that. Okay, so I think it'd be interesting to find if there's like our maintaining ESM documentation, because I think that would be useful to have. For some reason, I thought it was somewhere. So here, I'm just going to go back to the notes. Discuss technical priority status. And we don't have ESM. Okay, so I think that's like under ESM, if we don't have a maintaining ESM doc, that actually would be probably a good thing to look at. There's also the related work on loaders, and we did have an action to try and encourage get work started on support for ESM in the VM module. So maybe that's one I should open an issue in this repo. And we can think about that, maybe discuss in a follow-on meeting. So I'll put myself, Michael, to open issue on this. Support features for latest ECMAScript. So I think that one, if I look at that, I could just see like the planning to document curve approach and documentation and doc contributing. That's probably something we should open an issue for. So I will give myself an action to open an issue for that. Observability, there's some discuss about, so we got our entry point hooks. And there was a feature request we agreed to. Maybe I'll open an issue for that too, just so that we have some of these issues for like things that we kind of, as a team, to create issues, should probably see if we can push forward. Start documentation advocacy initiative to module owners. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna, I volunteered to create. So give me some good reminders. Security model. So I think work is sort of ongoing there in terms of there's some work on the security model definition. So I think that's good progress on that front. We talked about the better multi-threaded support. So we've got the issue and we'll plan that. And then single executable applications. I think, you know, again, we've got there's a PR and there's active discussion there. So I don't know if there's anything more on those that you think we should talk about in terms of like next steps, things we should plan for, other than like, you know, there's obviously work in all these different areas we could individually get involved in, but I think that more takes somebody saying, hey, I want to get involved in that specific effort versus this team necessarily, you know, working on them on the development part.
Yeah, should we, maybe not today, but spend some time on the next meeting to discuss about, just to compare between what we did and what was the result of the survey we sent maybe 1 or more than 1 year ago, and try to find maybe new area we want to work on, or to just start to work on, or should we better try to send a new survey for the community to provide a feedback?
Yeah, I think actually that's maybe it's a good time where we've done a good amount of work. We have documented a number of things, like in terms of the technical priorities. So sending out a survey to say, do people agree that we've got all the main things, top priorities? You know, is what's proposed align with what you saw? So I think that, yeah. So that, do you want to open an issue for that?
Yeah, I will open an issue.
And yeah, maybe we can plan next time to like gives us a little bit of time to think about it. Maybe if you can think about it and take us through it, tag it for the agenda for next time, and we could plan to spend a good amount of the agenda next time to flesh out what that might look like. Anything else like that that makes sense to sort of add in terms of issues to open, things to look at? Okay, if not, I think maybe we could give people back a little bit of time, and I'll go off and create the issues. I took the list of John. You can do that when you do.
Yep.
And yeah, I'll also open the issue related to the sort of mini summit. And I think we've got a list of, once we open these things, we've got a list of things we can all work on to try and move related stuff forward. Definitely looking at that list, it's having gone through all the technical priorities, it's good to have a view on what are the important things we could be working on those. Even if we don't have people working on them, it's good to know what they are and to sort of know what we'd like to get done if we had time. So. Okay, great. Well, I'll talk to everybody later, and thanks for anybody who's watching on the live stream. We will see you next time and in GitHub. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.